Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is not going to be about, any adventures or anything. It's kind of just me updating you about my living situation, and I really would like to give you guys some tips if you are thinking about moving out of state. What you should do, because I was in that boat not knowing what to do for a really long time, looking up YouTube videos about other people who have moved, and so I kind of want to just throw that out there, I guess. But anyway, so I have lived in my tiny house for about a month and a half-ish now. Yeah, about a month and a half. And things have been pretty good. I have some complaints, but overall, I can't complain too much because I think I have it pretty good for someone who hasn't worked for a couple weeks. So anyway, I'm going to kind of go through the pros and cons. So first, I don't know if you guys even notice or if you watch my videos enough, but I did hang up pictures. The pictures used to be all down there, and now I have shopping bags and some other crap down there that has no room in my house. I also got rid of a chair and moved the dog kennel around. So here it is. I have a lot more space now, which is really nice. Still really cluttered, but overall it gave me a lot more room than I had before. But yeah, there's still, a lot going on behind me. Wow, the sun is actually out right now. It's been raining all day today. So anyway, I'm going to go over those pros and cons for you, for my space specifically. So I will go over the pros first. So what I really like about this place is that my electric bill is really small. I haven't received my second electric bill, which I assume is probably going to be higher than the first bill. My first bill was $17, so I really can't complain about that. And not to mention, whenever I've been in a bigger home, I would put the degrees pretty low because the electric bill is always really high and you would freeze because of it. And even when I lived in an 1,800 square foot house and had the heater up at 70 degrees, I was still freezing. Now that was a while ago when I was like 20 pounds less than I am now, and now that I've gained a little bit of weight, I have a little bit more of a heat intolerance versus a cold intolerance now. But so yeah, having a small electric bill is really, really nice. And again, I said this in my first video about my tiny house, I really enjoy having a backyard and a washer and dryer. I am absolutely obsessed with laundry, so having a washer and a dryer is really essential for me, and I was so desperate to find a place that would accept me in Portland that I was willing to give that feature up, and I'm really, really glad that I didn't, because I do laundry almost every single day. And then a backyard, obviously, because the dogs, they need the room, and I don't really want to take them out on a leash to go to the bathroom. It's just a pain in the butt. But yeah, the place is still really cozy. It's still really warm. Actually, it gets so warm in here that I've been turning off the heater a lot. Oh, my foot's starting to cramp. I've been turning off the heater a lot because the weather has been changing here now that it is spring, which is amazing here in Portland. Spring is beautiful. The sun is out sometimes, the sun isn't out. I actually tanned the other day, and now it's raining and cold outside. But that's the beauty of the Pacific Northwest, right? So that's kind of my pros list. It's not really very big because I've kind of started to not enjoy where I live very much, and here's why. So as you know, I have dogs, and Eva and Murphy shed like crazy. When I first moved here, Murphy, I think his coat, I mentioned this on one of my hikes in one of my videos, that his coat was confused, and he started shedding a lot. And he is still shedding a lot, and that's just the Collie breed in general and the German Shepherd breed. Eva's not nearly as bad, I guess, as Murphy, but she's still really bad. But I feel very confined, and I live in fur. I live in it, and it's the most frustrating thing ever. I am sweeping every single day. I have a little floor vacuum, which is that thing right there that towel is on top of, but it's not plugged in, and I haven't been able to find a spot for it, and at this point I've given up because I'm not going to find a spot for it here. So I just sweep and use the dustpan every single day, and I move the kennel out from the wall and sweep there, and I cannot get away from the fur, and I'm not going to force my children to live outside because I can't handle the fur. I did choose to have two dogs that shed really bad, and so now I'm suffering the consequences over it. And you know, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't change it for the world. I love my dogs, but the fur is nuts. So I was kind of debating on buying a tiny home, honestly, but after living in this place, I am so glad that I chose to live in a tiny house before I actually purchased one, because now I would never ever purchase one. The dog fur is just too much. I cannot handle it. My bed is disgusting 24/7, and that's another thing that I'm going to get into, is that, you know, because there is such limited space in here, I feel bad telling dogs to get off of my bed. Number one, my floors are concrete, so they're very hard. I try to keep a very soft bed for the dogs next to my bed, but only one dog at a time can fit on it. Especially, I mean, Murphy sleeps on it at night. That's Murphy's spot at night. He doesn't sleep on the bed. The poor guy gets way too hot. And Eva sleeps on the bed, and Steezy does too. Well, Steezy's tiny, but Eva sleeps on the bed. But I literally, I mean, I've been here for a month and a half, and I think I've cleaned my comforter a million times since I've been here because of the fur. I have changed my sheets hundreds of times already as well, and I make sure and keep like a couple sets so that if, you know, the dogs go in the backyard and get muddy, or if we come back from a hike and they jump on the bed, then I can just strip that, I can just strip it off and have, you know, new sheets again. But, you know, every single time I come back from a hike, Murphy's thing is to jump on my bed, and we've all seen Murphy after a hike. He is dirty, so that's very frustrating. The clutter is clutter. I don't know what I can really say about it. It's frustrating, but I'm trying to just ride this lease out for a year and then find something better. So one thing I've been dealing with that I find very, very exasperating is I figured this kind of would happen after my first shower here, but the tank here is very small, so the hot water is very limited. Therefore, I can't take like a nice long relaxing shower like a normal person does. I have to get in and get out, and it's really annoying. So that's been a battle that I'm dealing with right now. And my neighbors are, the house that I basically am connected to have the same landlord as me, and that was the same situation that I'd just gotten out of, and I really didn't want to be put back in that same situation. So that's kind of annoying too. You know, I just touched on this a little bit, the concrete floors. The concrete floors kind of bother me now. At first they really didn't, but now they do, because it's really uncomfortable on your feet, and it's like gritty all the time and really gross, and that's like partially from the dogs being dirty all the time. But it's annoying. I need to purchase rugs really bad, but I also need to get a vacuum cleaner, and, you know, priorities right now, since I don't start my new job until the 27th, I believe. So one thing that I don't like the most is how far away I am from everything. I am so far from everything, and with a gas guzzler, you know, if you have a 4Runner or a V6, you know that those things go through gas like crazy. So being far from everything and not knowing this until like I moved here and started hanging out with my new friends, it's annoying. It's so annoying being so far from everything. So this is where I want to get into the tips about a first-time mover who wants to move out of state. First, save a lot of money. I know that You've probably heard this a million times. It is so true. You want to save as much as you possibly can. If you can go without buying that meal and put it in a savings bucket instead, seriously do it, because the more money you have when you move, the better. And this is why. When I moved to Portland, before I moved to Portland, I got a job offer and I started working almost immediately when I moved up here. What I didn't realize when I moved up here is that the company that I started working for, and this has nothing to do with the company, it was just in a bad location. So I was making really bad money, driving really far for work every single day, and it wasn't compensating for like the gas that I was using, the time that I spent away from my house and my dogs and my friends, and I ended up quitting. I haven't worked now for about a week, and it's driving me insane. It's seriously driving me insane. I mean, I got a new job and I start in a couple days and I cannot wait to start work again. But you want to make sure to have a cushion just in case that happens. I did not expect to be so irresponsible as I like to think that I was for quitting this job. It probably would have been better for me to keep the job until I found a new job. But because I felt like it wasn't worth my time, I just couldn't do it anymore. And beggars can't be choosers, but because I did save up a good amount of money, I have had a couple of months worth of rent, and along with car payments and every other thing. I mean, I worked really hard when I lived in Reno, Nevada, and so I have been able to take this time off of work, and it's stressful. I mean, I have the money to take care of myself right now, but it's going really quick. So yes, save a lot of money. Also, really do your research about where you're moving. And, you know, I just said that where I live is very far from everything that I choose to do every single day, and it's annoying. So my situation was kind of special because, first of all, I was moving up to Portland without knowing if my job was going to be a good paying job, and I got accepted into this place before I even had a job lined up. So basically I was searching when I didn't have a job up here, and I have dogs, and those two things really struck against me, and it sucked really bad. And so I took the first place that was willing to accept me, and you know, I thank my landlord for that. Like, I don't know what I would have done if she would have said, oh, the same thing that every landlord said, oh, you don't have a job, like, we're not accepting you. Yeah, I'm not trying to not work for years and years. Regardless, that's a whole different story. But like I said, everywhere that I get hired is next to where my friends live, and if I could do it all over again, I would really like try very hard to live in the same area that my friends live in, because it is, number one, cheaper down there, number two, it's close to everything, and number three, I could probably ride my bike everywhere if I lived over there, which would be so amazing to save money on gas, because it is not cheap to fill up a 4Runner gas tank. So really, really research where you're looking. I would look, if you've got a job, or if there's a particular place where you want a job, I would look in that general area for homes, because driving and commuting a lot is not fun, especially in Portland where the traffic is no joke. The traffic here is really, really, really bad. It's annoying. That's basically all I can say over and over again, is that it's annoying. And I love driving, but I don't like driving from work to home and it taking 40 minutes to get there or more. Also, I know that, you know, places are inflated at the moment, but make sure you're getting what you're paying for, basically. So, I mean, I pay a lot and I can't take a proper shower, so, but here's the pros of me moving. So, moving out of Reno, Nevada, away from my friends and family was not, it wasn't necessarily a hard decision, but it was also hard. It it's been weird being away from my friends and family, and I miss my friends so much to the point where I'm like, oh, I should just go back to Reno this weekend for no reason to see my friends before I start working, even though I know that's not smart. It has changed me though in a good way. I really enjoy who I'm becoming. I'm getting to know myself a lot better, and I don't have a TV in my house at all. I choose not to have TV because I think TV is, oh my god, there's a huge fly on the screen. It just scared the crap out of me. I choose not to have a TV because I don't like TV. I think it's entertaining to watch Netflix here and there and to maybe have noise going on the background, but I choose to listen to more music now. I also have started reading a lot again, which is, oh my gosh, it's so amazing to get back into books because I am an English major and I went to school for it, obviously, and my last semester of English in college killed my love for reading and writing. It killed it, and I haven't done anything about it for about 3.5 years. I've tried to pick up books multiple times over the years, and it just has not pleased me. I couldn't do it. I would read a couple pages and be like, I'm bored, I want to watch Netflix or something. So I'm reading more, which is great, and have started eating better and exercising regularly again. And I don't know if I've lost any weight, but I feel like my clothes fit better. I'm feeling better about myself, although there's still changes that I really want. But overall, I am just so much happier and taking care of myself a little bit better. I decided to go vegan again. I've been vegan on and off for half of my life, basically. And every time I jump off the vegan bandwagon, I feel really guilty about it. And so finally, I decided to do it again. And what perfect place but Portland to be vegan, because everywhere here is vegan friendly. But anyway, that's kind of my update. This might be a really long and boring video of me talking non-stop. But I just wanted to give you guys some tips if you are trying to move. I hope that it helped. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below and I will answer your questions as soon as possible. I actually don't have internet at my house right now, so I have been going to my friend's house to use their internet, and that's why I haven't been on YouTube as much as I'd like. But I am going to wrap up this video. Murphy's outside and it's raining. So anyway, thank you for watching. Like this video and subscribe to my channel. And follow my Instagram, which I will link down below. And I will talk to you until next time. Bye!